have shown up at my intervention, it would have been crazy, bro.
Wait, you were at one?
Oh, I was part of
it. Was that bad?
It was that bad.
Didn't see that coming.
Yep, it was there.
What were you
alcohol.
addicted to? Oh, wow.
Bad. I just, it's our personality. All of us in this room, it's all or nothing.
And it's a lot to celebrate when you're Brian Sheckler. Like
at
after
the time,
a contest, after a demo, I'd be like, man, I feel like I should probably drink. I mean, holy shit, I'm Brian Sheckler.
Well, glad you made it out.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. But I didn't know you went through that, but if I had I wouldn't have been that worried about you. I'm like, well, when he decides to get it together, I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
And you did.
I did. I mean, if you've been in the program, it's hard. It's just hard to maintain. So it's like 25, I stopped drinking. And I didn't run a program. I wasn't accountable. I didn't have a sponsor. I wasn't doing anything that you needed to do.
Just willpower.
I just white knuckled it, and just trying to figure out why I was so anxious, and then I wouldn't talk about it. And then, enough time went by where I didn't have anything to bank on. I had nothing that I built in between drinks. I had nothing there. There was no armor. There's no nothing. So I just decided, it's been a long enough time. I started drinking at 18 all the way to 25 a lot. And then I took almost 4 years off. I was like, maybe I'm a normal drinker. I just abused it at the time. And
I remember saying that to myself.
Yeah.
I remember that era.
Yeah. And then it was
back into it.
6-month period of drinking every day, and more than what I did when I was in my career of drinking.
Did it affect your ability to?
I don't really blame it on the alcohol. I blame it on my mental. My mental wasn't sharp. I was, for milliseconds when I needed to be focused, I wasn't focused. I was a little foggy.
Did you find that it was affecting your health in other ways, not just skating?
Yeah, in a sense it was, but when I got all my tests and the blood test and got my liver checked out and all the noise, the doctor was actually pretty surprised at how healthy it was because of how much I still trained, and that's not me telling you you can drink a bunch and train and you'll be fine. That just so happened to be what happened to me.
I mean, you can. And for me, because I didn't get sober in my career, in the end, it catches up.
100%.
I was I'm hungover, but I'm still skating okay. And I got a little sore because you made a perfect example of I was a little foggy and made a little bit of a mistake and took a hit and just took it as I always fall off. That's the game, But then there came a time where I was like, I could do this easy and I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Yep.
And it was never being sober.
I mean, alcohol for me, it was just they say it, and if you've been in the rooms, it's cunning and baffling, and it's that's super true. It's and exactly what you said is true. I would start falling on kickflips, or I would notice that my kickflip was slow and sloppy, and I'm like, this is my bread and butter, and it just doesn't feel right. Skating doesn't feel right, and I was so deep in alcohol abuse that my brain wouldn't even tell me that was the thing. Alcohol was trying to kill me.
No,
it was trying to kill me for sure.
Yeah, because if it gives you the secret, then you could make a decision on getting rid of it.
Right.
But it fools you into it's not that bad. I'm still here. When you just said I go to the gym in the morning, that was how I defeated not quitting. Because I was like, I do more than everybody I know. And do I drink ridiculous amounts of alcohol at night? Yeah. But then I do, but so there was always your own bullshit that you could trick yourself with.
For sure.
I'm telling me you're fine, even though I know in the back of my head, why are you even having this conversation with yourself?
Yeah.
Because there's trouble. By the way, Ryan Sheckler is here, and I accidentally, he said he was sober, and he's one of the greatest skateboarders to ever skateboard, and sorry, he's here. And we're not going to talk about that anymore. I just got real surprised at the start because I didn't know.
I think you guys covered it pretty well.
Yeah, I think we did that. Now let's talk about fun. Hey man, if you get into drugs and alcohol, watch out. It can even get the best.
And you can live in denial.
Yeah.
It don't care who you are. It will try to kill you. Just stop. If you can, stop. Get help.
And you did.
It's manageable. You can have a great life, man. You don't need the distraction or the substance for sure.
Yep. So now, what do you do when you're not skateboarding? I'm a
dad.
Wait, are you?
I just became a dad.
Whoa.
I have a 5-month-old daughter.
Man, I don't know anything about you anymore.
But that was the right answer. That was the right answer.
Yeah.
As fathers. Like, what do you do when you're not skating?
I'm
what
a dad.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, bro.
I barely get to skate.
Yeah.
I am a full-time father.
It's the coolest thing that's ever happened to me, man. And,
Girl or a boy?
I have a baby girl.
Yeah, man.
Her name's Olive.
Congratulations, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, yesterday was crazy. My wife,
You're married.
I'm married.
I don't know anything anymore.
I mean, he's not living in the skate circles too much, Ryan. Forgive him. I apologize on his behalf.
Yeah, fair enough.
We haven't seen each other in so many years, man. And, back in the day, it was like all the X Games, and we were always, around each other. And it's crazy what time will do. Obviously, it's like, I have a wife, I have a baby, and it's super rad. And
I mean, you think he's like stuck in his 18, 20 something?
No, and
Ryan Sheckler.
I'm more surprised that he had a drinking problem than he had a baby.
Oh, okay.
Like I always thought he had.
I thought you were just placing him like, well, Ryan's always
no. I always had a lot of respect for you, dude. I've always,
I know.
Even when you were a little kid.
I know.
It's not for lack of respect. I'm just saying, like,
what?
That's all I'm saying. Like, it's not for lack of respect. I'm just saying, like, that you see him as a younger person, and it's like,
you're not letting me finish. I don't see. Right. I see him as he's always been an organized younger person. Like he was always
highly disciplined.
I just was like, you don't have to worry about him. Like I never would say, hey man, how are things? I never asked Ryan how are things because they always looked great.
I worried about him in his younger days when he had this sort of immeasurable fame and pressure because I lived through that.
Yeah.
And it's so warping.
Yeah.
And you don't know what to believe or where to turn, and it sucks. Like
That's
watch
crazy.
What you wish for.
It's crazy to hear, because yes, you.
But I saw like he had the TV show and he had all that, and it was just like there were just endless ways to attack him because of all that stuff, and you're not made of steel. Like
I just think it's interesting that you brought up that's when you saw him blow up, you're like, oh man, he's in it.
Yeah, it's
when
rough.
Everybody else in the public would be like, he made it.
Living the
now
dream.
It's smooth sailing from here on out.
Yeah, it's crazy to hear, you say that, Tony, because to me, and to skateboarders in general, like you made and paved a way for skateboarders to make a living at skateboarding, to make it our own. And like when I tell people that my job is skateboarding, they like it doesn't register in their mind. They're like, what, like Tony Hawk? And I'm like, in a sense, sure, yes.
Yeah.